What's up, folks? Welcome to the Smoke Shack. Oh. I'm looking at my LCD screen. Hey, wait a second. What a coincidence. I put my Nikon D5100 right there about a week ago, maybe a few weeks. And now I have the DSLR Nikon D5100. Now, for the title over here, before I begin with the D5100 results and probably my final thoughts, as for this title over here, about jump cut scenes. Now, for the kids and teenagers who's using the jump cut scenes, don't use too much jump cut scenes. It'll cause eye problems and seizures. Believe me, my aunt is an eye doctor, as a matter of fact. If she sees that, she'll be devastated. So, if you have a DSLR or a simple camcorder or a point and shoot cameras, please put it into good use. Not use too much jump cuts on the music video. Please. Be original. Because I've seen a better jump cuts than that, and by using a beatbox, as a matter of fact, 6 years ago. Since that one's done, my final thoughts with the Nikon D5100. Nikon D5100 is very outstanding. It's outstanding, as a matter of fact. The video quality is really great, as you've seen in my last video. The picture quality is really great as well. I'm going to show you the picture quality a little bit later. Let's talk about the video quality. 1080p in 30 frames per second is really good. You could also put 24 frames per second in 1080p as well. You could lower down the quality, but no sense of doing that. But the video quality is really great, as a matter of fact. You could adjust the ISO, the shutter speed, and also the aperture. I don't know about the aperture. I've been fiddling around with the aperture. Right? It'll get darker. But yeah, it's really great. Yeah, in the daytime, it's really great quality. It's not as great as the T3 or T3i or T4i. But then again, I'm not complaining. This thing makes me happy. Now for the picture quality, as I mentioned, here's a question from ADR. He asked me about the picture quality. Is it any good? Well, it's pretty great, as a matter of fact. If you guys want to see the picture quality, here it is. Pow! The picture quality is really great. You could also adjust it manually. You could put it on autofocus or in manual focus. In the low light, as a matter of fact, it's pretty good as well. You could adjust at the higher ISO and the lower shutter speed. But it's going to be a little bit noisy, but it'll take a good picture in the low lights. A little tweak, it would be better. So what about the user's interface? Well, It's okay to me. It's really great. I mean, not really great, but it's okay to me. In the D3100 the DSLR I use, my cousin's DSLR, the live view mode is actually close to the LCD screen, while this one is close to the knob where you could adjust the manual mode, aperture mode, shutter mode, and auto mode, and no flash mode. That's where the live view mode, and it's pretty easy to switch it on live view mode and viewfinder mode. And also the record button is close to the shutter button, in the back of the shutter button and on and off button. And also the aperture button is also close to the shutter button as well. To do that, you gotta press the aperture and hold it, and then adjust it with the knob, the side knob. But yeah, it's pretty easy. And also there's also a remote sensor, as I mentioned in my last video. You can actually buy a remote for this one, but don't need it. Nah, don't need it. And oh yeah, and the flash is pretty okay, but you could buy an external flash if you want, but that's up to you. And also, the microphone is, the built-in microphone is really good as well. You could actually, I don't have a microphone right now, you could actually put an external microphone if you want, and you could actually adjust the microphone sensitivity. It's pretty good, but you can't use the karaoke mic. You just can't. There's probably some problems with it, unless you buy some microphones built for DSLR camera. You can't use the karaoke mic for that. I tried it. It didn't work. So yeah. Also, it's 16.2 megapixels. You can't go wrong with that. It's not as good as the Canon T3i, T4i. T4i is probably 24 megapixels, and the T3i is 18 megapixels. And the D3200 and D5200 is pretty good as well. I've seen some of the videos, but they're really good. It's better than the D5100, but I can't complain with the price. So yeah. So again, my final thoughts with my Nikon D5100. This is really great camera. And this upper entry level consumer's camera. It's not a prosumer camera, but this is an amateur camera. This is the reason why I'm taking pictures a lot of times. So yeah, it's really great. If you guys want to buy a D5100, go ahead. It's a cheap price. It's not as cheap as the D3100 right now. You can buy a single lens or a body, just the body only, but it's pretty cheap. And if you're a Canon guy, you could get the T3. It's much cheaper than this one, or a T3i. It's a little expensive than the D5100, and the T4i just barely came out. I think it's probably no, I'm not gonna say any price, so might ruin the business, as my neighbor said. So yeah. It's been a long time. I've come from the Sony CyberShot to this camera. My last camera, and this is my first DSLR camera that I've owned. My uncle has a DSLR, my cousin has a DSLR. Now I have a DSLR. Runs in the family. Jeez. I guess you could say it runs in a family for photographers. We're not really professional photographers, but we do some photographies for just a hobby. It's fun taking pictures and videos. I like to take videos. So yeah, that's it for today, and hope you enjoyed my boring show. As a matter of fact, here, let me give you guys some explosion. Pow! Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time on the Smoke Shack.